We're here with actors Brandon Barash and Kirsten Storms, who both actors you may recognize as daytime soap. I hate to say legends, but
Legend.
both been on
We're
for
too young to be legends.
too young to be legends, but in the daytime community, you've both been on soaps for quite a long period of time, which is nothing to look down upon, and
Yeah.
to stay on a soap for quite a while is a big deal in the world of being killed off and whatnot. Why don't you talk a little bit about your both your journeys as actors? I know, Kirsten, you've been an actress from quite a young age, so you can start, or
Okay.
Brandon can start. Either one.
I started acting when I was really young, but I started working on soaps when I was 14. Worked on Days of Our Lives, and have been fortunate enough to do other projects for Disney Channel and stuff. But I've been on General Hospital for the last 8 years, which has been an awesome experience. I love working there, and I get to work with great people. I picked up a dude at work also. Awesome.
It worked out well for both
It
of us.
did.
Yeah. I'll take it. It's my turn.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, when did you first get interested in acting?
It was a complete accident. I was a basketball. Well, I wouldn't say I was a basketball player. I played basketball.
We have photos of that.
high
I
school.
just to prove this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I played basketball in high school. Injured myself pretty badly sophomore year, and either had to have surgery or find something else to do. And so, having the realization that I was a 5'11" Jewish white kid, I was like, my basketball career is not going to go that far. So, anyway, I had a girlfriend at the time who got me an audition for the school play, and I wanted nothing to do with it, but I only did the audition because she was in it, and ended up getting the part. It was the lead in the show, and I fell in love. So, yeah, I was at 15 or 16. It was right before my 16th birthday. So, went to college, did my thing there, and you all know
Where you ended up,
that.
yeah, and you ended up on General Hospital for quite a long time. You just recently departed, and
General Hospital.
General
I'm
Hospital,
still
not
alive.
yes, you're still
Yeah.
alive. Thank God, because this interview would be extremely creepy had you if you were
It
dead.
would be awesome, and you would be onto something in a gazillionaire.
It would, yes. Oh, actually, that'd be true.
Yeah.
It'd be creepy for her because she'd be, dating a dead
Yeah,
guy.
that'd be weird.
Real creepy. Now, you both have outside interests that keep you quite busy from acting. Why don't you talk a little bit about those, and also, do they help keep your passion alive for the acting to have an outlet?
I think so. I think, as silly as it sounds, as artists, it's good to have as many outlets as possible, because the more you learn about how to paint, the more you learn about your acting, the more you learn about playing music or writing music, the more it's all intertwined. And then there's also, when you're not working, you need something else to do. You need a way to express yourself. You need a hobby. You need, whether it's an art or whether it's playing video games. You got to have some sort of other outlet. So throughout the years, I've noticed that I like to play music, and I play a few instruments. I'm into photography. Being outside is really important to me. And that's pretty much it. I have a charity that I work with a lot. I work with the Muscular Dystrophy Association, and yeah, I think it's all those things that keep me busy, humble, and grounded all at the same time.
Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I was going to say I couldn't answer that question any better than he just did.
Yeah.
So don't even try.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
so she's not talking now. You just totally.
Damn!
Darn
Next
it.
question.
Yeah, thanks,
Next question.
Brandon. When it doesn't look like she said anything. You guys both had the unique experience of being put into a genre that has a very rabid, maybe, that's a good word, for the loyal fan base. Did you ever expect when you first started acting that you would have such an impact on such a large base of people who follow you from show to show? I know, Brandon, you were just on Bones. Kirsten, you left the show for a little while and had people very concerned and were tweeting you and wishing you well. Did you ever expect that when you started out that you guys would have such an impact on people?
I think you can only hope to have that sort of reaction from the soap world, because soap fans will either love you or really hate you. maybe love to hate you. So yeah, especially when you're new or working back from something, in my case coming back, you do try extra hard just because we're asking the fans to tune in and watch us every single day, which is quite a commitment. So we're doing our best to have that happen. But yeah, coming and doing fan events like this is awesome because we don't get to have such intimate contact with the fans that tune in all the time and hear their opinions and stuff. Like Twitter's amazing because we can talk to people that way and stuff now, but it's awesome to see and hear the real opinions from people who watch the show all the time.
And starting out, you would have had no idea the impact you were going to make on people. So what is that like? Especially, Brandon, you obviously are the good-looking soap dude that has people throwing them. So I know. I'm trying to work my way up. I'm trying to work my way up from the 50 from last time to get 100 this time. But but what is it like for you? You are humble. You are down to earth. You do get the accolades. What does keep you grounded besides your outside projects?
Oh, I can answer that so many different ways. I mean, one thing that you started to hit upon with the last question is having the impact on people. And for me, one of the coolest things for me is I had lunch with a few fans the other day. And these two people, for the last five and a half years, I've thought that they were brother and sister. Every event they go to together, I will see them together, they act like brother and sister. And then they were talking about something that in my mind didn't line up to what a brother and sister would say. I was like, wait a minute, you're not related. They said, no, we're just best friends. I said, oh, how'd you meet? Through going to General Hospital. And that, I think that's one of the coolest things. I mean, not because it's the show that I was on, regardless of what show it is, the fact that people from all around the world gather at these events and sit next to somebody they've never met before and start a conversation, and then 10, 15 years later, they're traveling together, they're going on cruises together, they have that brother-sister relationship. That's one of the coolest things.
We're bringing people together.
You are bringing people.
You
brought yourselves together for crying out
We brought
loud.
ourselves
You guys
together.
are so powerful. You are.
No,
who needs
but,
Mother Teresa when you guys have you two?
No, it's not about I brought these people together. It's that they're all interested in the same thing and they come together. They all grow up in different places. They all grow up living different lives, and they all come together for one reason, and they become friends. And it's a cool thing.
Have you changed at all since you started and your popularity has increased?
He's a much better dresser now than he used to be.
Damn.
Well, that's because he bought the wardrobe
It's because
from
he has the money.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
It depends on who you ask. Have I changed? Most people will say no. Bitter people will say yes. But no.
Correct people will say no.
I mean, look, we all change. Everybody
Right.
changes. Everybody changes. But have I changed in a bad way? I don't think so. You may disagree. You obviously are with me, so you don't disagree. But I don't think success should change people. I don't think success should define people. I think you succeed because of who you are. And sometimes people lose track of that, if that makes sense. The most important thing to me is to stay the person I was before. When I was living in a shitty apartment in Los Angeles with two other guys, my room was the size of a closet, and I was racking up credit card bills to pay my bills. Like, to remain that guy through all this is the important thing to me. If that makes sense. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned, both of you, in the business that you may not have had any knowledge of before you started? Obviously, if you learned them, you didn't have knowledge. It's kind of a stupid question, but you've both been around people that had been on shows longer than you, and it may not be soap related, but what is one thing that you've learned that you can pass on to people who are just starting out?
Who are starting out who want to be
the
actors?
entertainment industry?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would specifically go for people who are first starting out in the entertainment industry. Just the biggest lesson I've learned in general from working on soaps and stuff is that not everybody, you're not going to please everyone. Not everyone's going to like you. There's not one single person that is liked by everybody in the world. And there's going to be fans who don't like your character or don't like the way you do stuff, and that is completely fine. And you have to go about doing your business and acting the way you would act as if that didn't even exist. And that's something that was really hard for me to get over the first couple years, because you try so hard to please everybody and gain that fan acceptance that you worry about the two people who don't like how you're talking to that other character. But it's gonna happen, and like letting that go and just kind of going with your instinct on things is the most important for me.
Do you think that was a harder lesson for you to learn because you were so young when you started on your first soap opera?
Yeah.
It would be different now if General Hospital were your first.
Yeah, I definitely, and I think my age had probably quite a bit to do with that, because as teenagers you're worried about how you're being perceived and if you're liked and how people are looking at you, and when you get more comfortable with yourself as you get older, that's not as important.
And does the character you're portraying have anything to do with that as well? Like, does that, not the way you perceive yourself, but does your happiness with the character, like your character now of Maxie, is very sarcastic and very funny. So when you go home from work, you may be in a different place than where you were when you were playing Belle for a certain period of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that help you?
I think somewhat. I think that I was able to put a little more of myself into Maxie than I ever was into Belle. So it's just a different experience for me there. But yeah, I definitely think that there's times I come home after being at work where I'm like still hyped up with my character a little bit.
And Brandon obviously hasn't killed anyone in real life, thankfully.
No, but I've road raged on the way home because of Johnny, you know.
Which is not good, since your character killed fictitious, fake, non-existent now
as long
people.
as it doesn't go to there.
Now non-existent, yeah.
Right, that was brilliant.
That's so deep.
You shouldn't road rage after your character did that. It's
right.
not safe.
Yeah.
But with your other projects, coming up now, you were just on Bones, like I said. What are you looking to do now that you've left the show? What other types of projects are you going after? You've done The Mobster now for 7 years, so are you trying to stay away from the tough guy roles, or
no, not. I don't think I would.
Strictly.
Yeah.
Then my next question: strictly stripping?
What's on Brian Beckley's mind?
Wow. And there was the faux pas for the interview.
Did somebody
Wouldn't
say
be
strictly?
Yeah. We're gonna see a bicep, everybody.
So-
Stay tuned.
Bicep slip.
Yeah.
Bicep gate. They're gonna start calling it bicep gate.
The gun show is about to be launched.
No, if I were offered a great mob role on a great TV show or movie, of course I'd take it. Now, for me, it was about taking the next step in my career to do. I mean, if I had my druthers, I would do a cable series. You know, I'm at a place right now in my career where I can be somewhat selective, but still, have to take the work that's offered to me. So, I would take a primetime show. I would do, a good porn. Yeah. We won't talk
Do
about
that one in there
but,
for you.
Let's not have a Kardashian moment.
Oh.
Yeah, she is famous because someone peed on her. People forget that.
Oh my god.
It's like, really? You're famous because you got peed on, honey. On camera. And everybody saw it.
I guess
Anyway.
I guess we won't be seeing Brandon on Keeping Up with Kardashians.
Yeah, well, that happened. But
If there was a role that you could play right now, what would it be?
that somebody has that I could have instead of that person.
He would play Raylan Givens
I
on
would play
Justified.
Raylan Givens.
In
God, you know me.
In heartbeat.
So well.
He would.
And that's Timothy
He wants
Oliphant,
a-
correct?
yeah, he
So should
wants
we go
a cat
try
cat.
and
I have
kill him off somehow?
Yeah, and I have a bit of an obsession with Timothy Oliphant. I think he's a brilliant actor. I think no matter what he does, you're drawn to him. There's something about him. There's a.
Or he'd play Boyd Crowder.
I'd play Boyd Crowder. Yeah.
Well, guys, we appreciate this interview so much. We appreciate
Yeah.
you guys taking the time to do it. And Brandon, we wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
Gonna miss you on daytime, and I'm
Thanks.
sure we'll see you somewhere else. Kirsten, we look forward to
Stay
seeing you
tuned to
every
General
day.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And
man.
Maxie and her exploits.